Hi everyone, so I'm going to talk today about what to do when you wake up with a crick in your neck. So this generally is when you wake up in some pain in your neck and you have that kind of muscle spasm that's giving you some trouble, and it stops you from being able to turn your neck and flex your neck. So what would happen is that you would not be able to turn one direction, but you could turn completely in the opposite direction. Same thing as you wouldn't be able to flex down, but you could totally flex in the opposite direction. So what we need to do is to try and settle down the muscle spasm that is giving you that pain and that is seizing up that joint. So the first thing to note is that the pain is local. It is just in your neck. It is not referring and giving you too much of a headache, and there's no pain down your arm. You may have a bit of a dull ache in your head, but it is not the main pain. The main pain would be directly in your neck and very local. So what we need to do first is to try and relax the muscle. To do this, you can use a hot pack. So this is just a normal wheat bag that you can get from a pharmacy or you can make yourself. Or otherwise, you can use a warm towel or a damp towel. Just pop it in the microwave for a minute or two just to try and warm it up. Or otherwise, you can pop a bean bag like this in the microwave for a minute or two, depending on the strength of your microwave. So the idea is that you're going to pop this onto your pillow and you're going to lie onto the bean bag while it's warm. Do not make it too hot so that you burn. It must just be a gentle heat that you can use to settle down that muscle spasm. So once you have it underneath your neck, you'll feel that it supports your neck quite nicely, and it will help to settle down that muscle spasm. You can lie there for 5 to 10 minutes, try and relax your body, take some nice deep breaths and really relax, because it is quite distressing to have so much pain in your neck. So just allow all of that to relax, and take some deep breaths in and let it do its job. When you feel that you are ready, you can start to turn your neck away from the pain. So if the pain is on your right hand side, you would then turn gently to the left. So just out to the side and back to the middle. Out to the side and back to the middle. Slowly and controlled, and just allowing your neck to do the movement. You can rest in the middle and let it settle, and then when you're ready, you can try to the actual painful side. So you're just going to go with a very gentle movement. So just out to where you can and back, and out to where you can and back. In the beginning, this is very small movement, and it will ease up the more you do it. So just go slowly. You don't have to rush it. So out to the side, to where you can, and back to the middle. Try doing 10 times to each side with a rest in the middle. As it eases up, you'll be able to go a little bit further, and then you can come back to the middle. So do this until you feel that your neck has relaxed nicely. Give that a bash first, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So what you're going to do next is to use a towel. You're going to use the self edge of the towel, and you're going to hook that around your neck. Right, so what you're going to do now is cross your arms. So your left hand will hold down. Your right arm is the one that's going to do the movement if you have a pain on the right side. So what you're going to do is hold a firm pressure on the left hand. You're going to lift the towel up to the level more or less of your cheekbone. The angle should be about 45 degrees or so, aiming towards your eye. So when you're ready, you're going to put a gentle pressure on with your right arm and rotate your neck to where you can and back to the middle. This should be pain-free, and it should help to ease up that pain. It must not be painful. If it is painful, change the angle gently and see if there is a significant difference. So you may have to go a little bit lower or a little bit higher, but aiming towards the eye before you rotate and back to the middle. Keep that pressure the whole way through the movement and don't let it slack off. If it makes your pain worse or it sends a pain down your arm or into your head, then it's not the time for you to do this exercise. Rather go back to the heat and let it settle. If this does help, you can do this 3 sets or so of 6. So do 6, have a rest, do 6, have a rest, do 6, have a rest, if that is what's helping you. The last thing you can do is to try and gently stretch that muscle. So you can sit on the affected side, so sit on the hand of your affected side, turn your head to the left and look down and use your hand, the weight of your hand to pull your head down. You can hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, allowing yourself to feel that stretch in your neck there. Again, it mustn't be painful, it must be nice and relieving. So if you turn, look down, and use the weight of your arm to pull your head down. And come back to the middle. So that should help you if you have a crick in your neck. Give those a bash at home and see how you go. Drop a message if you need some help.